Hello, everyone, and welcome back once again. We're gonna try this once again. Hopefully, this will be the good one, and hopefully, this will be the moneymaker. This is Figure Friday, episode 17, and we've been having technical issues. You know, my internet's been going in and out recently. I do apologize about it, and if it should happen again, then I want to take this opportunity to apologize to you guys, the viewers, and I want to say thank you for your patience because this is probably going to be one of my longest streams because this is one of those that I'm going to give a lot of information. There's a lot to talk about or to re-talk about because I did it in my last one, and unfortunately, my internet is starting to go out here and there. But I do hope that you guys enjoyed this one. I thank you for those of you who came to watch the first time. I apologize about the technical issues, but please sit back, please relax and enjoy as we once again take a walk into the world of Angel Grove and Power Rangers. Now, I'm going to reintroduce what all I unboxed and uh, two, actually make that three of some um, very precious Power Ranger collectibles that I procured, and I'll explain why one of them in particular is very precious to me, and because there's a story behind it, and I'll be very happy to tell you guys. So please enjoy the stream. And as for today, I'll be introducing a figure, and I'll go back through the box that I had originally opened, and I'll show you guys each and everything that came in it because it's kind of like my first official unboxing of sort of a loot box type deal because it was the only one they had and I snagged it and I'm still happy about it. So, why don't we get down to the nitty gritty? Um, Me personally, I am a huge Power Rangers fan. I grew up with the originals. Well, not the originals because the originals were actually based off the Super Sentai version, the Japanese versions. But hey, I'm still happy with them because I grew up with all types of the American version, and each and every Ranger to me, um, they sent a message because they each had a different meaning to who they were, to why they made it onto the team, and as to why they were given that specific role. And I'll be talking about that. But I figure that I would very much like to introduce one of my uh, one of my precious treasures that I procured. I love this thing because it takes me back because uh, not only does it make like all the bells and whistles, but it's so authentic because it's chrome plated. It comes with changing face plates, changing color plates, and there's a special trick to it, and I'll show you this right now because it's the Legacy Power Rangers communicator. And as I said, it comes with changing faceplates. It came with all the colors of the originals, red, yellow, blue, pink, black. I don't know if it came with green or white. I don't think so. No, no, it didn't. It didn't. But I'm about to show you guys. Like I said, it came with a lot of the bells and whistles, um, and I'll show you guys right now instead of pausing. Just turn you down. Check it out. Check it out. That's of course the standard communicator. It lets you know when Zordon or even Alpha 5 is trying to communicate with the Rangers, letting them know that a threat is near or about to happen. Now we press it again.
Teleport to the command center immediately.
I was Zordon, but I'm kind of in the middle of a stream. Can we do this later? And that, of course, is the teleportation sound when the Rangers teleport to the command center. Sorry. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do now is all you can do is hold the button down,
Power Rangers, I need you at the command center.
and it plays the original theme song. It lights up with each one. It comes with beams in it. And as I said, it comes with all the bells and whistles. I get hyped every time I hear this song because it takes me back so much, and all the memories of me growing up with these guys. And I do believe it changes. Zordon, and I'll be there. Now, unfortunately, the only issue that I really wasn't too happy with is that the way they made the shape of it is that unfortunately they made it a little too wide, and unfortunately me, my body stature that I have, I couldn't fit it. But hey, I'm not complaining. It's a beautiful collectible. I'm so happy that I have it because it's one of those things that hey, if you can't wear it, then why not display it? So that's what I did. And of course, I went out and got a little plastic case, and of course I display that with pride because that's just a part of who I am, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. This is probably one of those things that I'll talk about for probably hours on end because, like I said, I grew up with these guys, and each and every one of them was always an influential part of my life because, like for example, the original leader, Austin St. John, aka Jason. Um, one thing, hey, stop it, no more messages. I'm I'm doing this, okay? As I said, he taught me a lot of important things. Always stick up for your team, be a good leader, never quit, always fight for what you believe in. And hey, he pretty much knows a thing or two about karate, as it were. Um, and of course, there's also Tommy, aka Jason David Frank, and he had also taught me a lot of things too because he was very much inspirational to me because he sort of took over, like, not gonna say over Jason, but he joined up with the team after, of course, he had fallen victim to Rita, who unfortunately made him the evil Green Ranger who set out to destroy the Power Rangers in the beginning. But in the end, ultimately, he joined up with the team, and they became a force to be reckoned with. And in doing so, he also became not from just the Green Ranger, but also to the White Ranger. And a few things that he taught me is discipline, self-respect, and when it comes down to it, if you believe in yourself, then hey, if you believe it, you can achieve it. That's what he taught me, and I know that to this day he is still doing his thing. He's out there, he's kicking ass right now, and of course, now I did have a crush on her growing up, Miss Amy Jo Johnson, aka Kimberly. Well, come on, that's every '90s man, every '90s boy's first crush. I mean, come on. But what makes it even better is that I actually got to meet in person, in the flesh and blood, both Tommy and Amy Jo Johnson, and that was one of the best times of my life because I was trying my hardest not to cry, not to fanboy, because I didn't want to make a scene. So, with that being said, why don't we move on? Because I would very much like to keep the stream going. And why don't we move on to the figure? Of course, as I said, this guy, he comes from another universe in the Power Ranger world, known as the Lost Galaxy. In a world where, of course, humans, they're flying in space, as it say. Um, they're also a part of a space colony called Terra Venture. And once again, you know the story. Five chosen people were, um, out of all the entire universe, chosen to save the world or become the Power Rangers. And these guys, in particular, I like the fact that instead of being chosen, like say with the communicators or power crystals, they were chosen by basically pulling these swords out of the stone. And when the world of Terraventure and the galaxy was being threatened by an evil known as Scorpius, a bug type creature, when these guys had to step in. But with the addition of this dude, the sixth ranger, to add to their team, at first in the beginning, I didn't really know what to think of him because he seemed like he was one of those cold hearted dudes who was out for revenge. But in the end, he gave up the ultimate sacrifice to do what was right and what was necessary. And I'll show you guys who it is. I'm talking about this guy, the Magna Defender. Now, now the tragic backstory of this guy, because as I said, his first persona is kind of cold and ruthless, and he is a father out for revenge. Reason I say that is because he did have a son, and he bestowed upon him a dagger. Right, of course, use protection purposes, of course only. But hey, um, whenever, like in the beginning, the world was being ravaged. I think it was his home planet was being ravaged by Scorpius and his goons, and unfortunately, the Magna Defender was the only line of defense that his people had. But in the end, they proved to be too much for him. They brought him to his knees, and what I feel is like why he has the most tragic backstories, because it's kind of dark. Because in a way, when Magna Defender was in trouble, his son took it upon himself to try and step in and save him, or help at least, and that was kind of a bad idea because he tried to go toe to toe, one on one with Scorpius, and in the end, here's the dark part: Scorpius actually ended up killing him right in front of his eyes, and to me, that just dang, that just hurts really. I mean, to watch your own kid die right in front of you and then not being able to do anything, that is probably one of the worst feelings as a father to feel, because that set in motion the revenge plan, and of course, like I said, the cold hard side of him. And in a way, it's just it's tragic because afterwards there was a quake in his home planet, and he ended up falling underground, where he stayed for years on end. And of course, that's his first persona. Now, the second persona is human-like, because one of the main rangers, the Red Ranger to be exact, Leo, aka Danny Slavin, um, he he had an older brother. His name was Mike, and his older brother was going into the army. So he wanted to join with him. Unfortunately, he couldn't fit the qualifications. But that's not as to say that would stop him, because he didn't like have a ticket to Terra Venture before they were taking off on the space colony. So he decided to play hooky and play stowaway. And of course, in doing so, he somehow got onto the same transport as his brother was going to, and ironically, it was actually the home planet of which Magna Defender was buried under. Now, at the same time, during a routine training mission, there was a quake, and that actually caused Mike to fall into the crevice and go underground. Now, you would think that in doing so, he would be gone, right? He'd be dead and gone. But see, here's the kicker: somehow, some way, after all those years, the Magna Defender was able to survive. Now, I'm guessing that it's just based off of his inner energy alone, because in doing so, when that ground opened up, he saw his opportunity fall right into his lap. Which, of course, ironically, he saved him because he tossed his sword against the wall, pinning Mike to the wall, which he used to use his soul energy to take over his brother's body and cause him to escape. And that set in motion the revenge plan of which he wanted so badly. But what was cool is that in the end, the Magna Defender made the ultimate sacrifice to ensure that the world would not stop or would not end, because Scorpius was planning on basically destroying another world where the Rangers were in, and they were powerless because they lost their powers. And standard decision. But I love the fact that when before he died, it showed a glimpse of him walking along with his son, and while everything was around him was chaos, just all you feel with them was harmony and peace, because at that moment his soul was at peace. And in making the sacrifice, he was actually able to sever himself from Mike, and in doing so, he passed on the legacy and the powers alone to him, making Mike the brand new Magna Defender. Whew, that's a lot. That's a lot to talk about. Yeah. Now, a few key components to the Magna Defender, which I'm going to show you guys right now, are this, of course, his blade, the Magna Blade, of course, with removable sword. Hmm. Now, I know you guys can't see it, of course, but hey, the blade itself, it's got ridges, of course, in the middle, and One cool thing about his blade is that it can also be transformed while sheathed. It can also be transformed into a shotgun. Of course, an energy blaster, which of course you have right here. Of course, here and here, of which of course I don't know why it's blue, because in the TV series it was green. But hey, I'm not complaining. Still a beautiful figure. I'm happy and I'm taken with it. Whew. He's also in control of the Toro Zord, which of course he can fuse together Bull mode into Zord mode. And that was also one of my favorite Zords because as a kid, I did actually have the Toro Zord, and I would always play with that thing a lot. Like it was just amazing. I love the fact that you can transform it from Bull Zord into Zord mode, and he had a little two-sided double spear with him, which of course you disconnect and giving him two swords. Unfortunately, I lost it as a child, but come on, I was a child. I didn't really have a good grasp on things. But hey, to this day, I I'm still happy that I found him because he's one of the legacy Lightning figures that I've been trying to track down for a while now, and I'm so happy that I found him because there's others out there that I very much like to collect, and he's not the last. He will most certainly not be the last because there's a whole lot more for me to find. So we'll move him to the side. Just rest right there, Mr. Defender. Now, what we're gonna do next is this bad boy right here, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers box. Now, I'm going to give you guys a look at the box because as you can see, it's got the Ranger symbol and it's also got each and every Power Ranger on there. Now, why don't we just bust this sucker open and we find out what's inside, because I've been trying to find out what's inside this thing for a while now. So, here we go. Ooh, hello, what have we here? Don't worry, I'll get it out. I won't keep you guys in suspense. Huh. Okay, so first up, we got some coasters. That's awesome. Now this is actually my first coaster set. I've never had coasters before because I never really saw the point in having them. But hey, I, these are awesome. I won't lie, because it's got each. Oh wow, it's got each and every. It's got each and every symbol on it. That's crazy. First up, the Mastodon, taken by Zach. Next, the saber-toothed tiger, aka Trini. Pterodactyl, Kimberly. Then, of course, the Triceratops, Billy. And my personal favorite, Tyrannosaurus, aka Jason. That is beautiful. I won't lie, these things are crazy. So why don't we just. Oh, where's the box? Right there. Moving on. What else we got here? Okay. What do we got here? A pint glass. Okay. Styrofoam, standard. I know I have it here. Let me see here. The Way of the Samurai. Okay. What do we got? It's got the Red Ranger on it, and it says, "Bro, do you even morph?" That's gorgeous. That's awesome. Oh man, I'm definitely going to use this when I drink. Don't worry, I will not be drinking nothing I'm not supposed to. You guys know I don't do that. I just want to give a quick. I just want to ask a question. You guys good out there? You good? Because I hope so. Hope you're enjoying. Oh goodness. Why are you not going down, Styrofoam? Oh, that's why you came out. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize about the noise. That's one reason I don't like Styrofoam. So, just put that back down. Thank you. Oh, hello. What have we here? It's a Green Ranger statue. And of course, he comes equipped with the dagger. Yeah. Let's get more. Ooh. Oh man. Wow. This dude is crazy. Whoa. No. Don't drop that. Okay. Well, that's actually cool. You can remove the dagger. Sweet. Let me just get that. Just relax. Just relax. Just relax. Okay. Oh, cool. It comes with a stand. That's even better. Okay. Why don't we just put you on there? And there he is. Ladies and gentlemen, the Green Ranger, aka the Dragon Zord Ranger. Now, as I said once before, he does come with a removable dagger, which is very, very boss. Very cool. Very cool. Just let me borrow it. Let me borrow it. Just let me borrow it. Just for a second. I just want to show it off. Don't worry, I'll give it right back. As you can see. Okay, so don't worry. Like I said, I'll put it back. Just like I said, because that's yours. And you know I'm not going to take it from you. It's a beautiful figure, I won't lie. That's a statue that I'm definitely going to keep. Okay, let me just put you all snug in there. Ah, beautiful. Okay, what else we got? What else? Ooh, hello. I think I think lunchtime is about to become a little bit more fun. I got a lunch bag. Wow, this is crazy. This is awesome. Yes, of course, fully insulated. Fully insulated. Standard. Okay, that is awesome. That is beautiful, beautiful. What else we got? Okay, what else we got? Okay, let's pull out the last of this stuff. You know, um, I'm not really much of a beer drinker. You know, it's just, but I won't lie. This is a badass bottle opener. Wow, it's a bottle opener, guys. It's Alpha 5. I won't lie. That is crazy. That is crazy. Oh, put you back in there. Okay, what else we got? We got a notebook. Ooh, I like that cover. As you can see, that's freaking crazy. That is crazy. And the pen right here, it's actually one of those multicolored. It's actually one of those multicolored pens. You know, one side you push down, you get like orange, and you push the other side down, you get like purple. And judging from this, you get orange, purple, blue, green, and black. Oh yeah. What is this? I'm guessing that this is probably a decal or a sticker of some sort, or it might be multiple stickers. I will definitely bust it open and see what it is when I get the chance. Where's it open? Come on, come on out of there. That's, no. Don't get stuck. Don't get stuck. Hmm. Or maybe it's just a picture. Hmm. Maybe it's just a picture. But that's fine. That's fine. That's okay. That's okay. Let's just get that back in there. Get you back in there. All snug. All snug. Oh wow. Yo. That is crazy. Now, I can say it's official because this would say that it's official. Because as you can see, it lets you know that I am an official Power Ranger. It's an identification card, folks. It's got all their faces here, and then a morpher in the middle. That is crazy. I'll be sure to put my name on it, just so that everybody knows. When they ask for ID, I'll just flip it out of my wallet. Bam! Official Power Ranger. You can't mess with me. I'm sorry, I'm having too much fun. Too much fun with this stuff. Okay, let me just get these coasters and everything back in here. Well, that does it for the box, guys. But we're gonna move on. We're gonna get into the very last segments. Okay. Now, okay. First, I would very much like to show these to you guys. As you well know, the Power Ranger morphers can't really function without these. These are the legacy power coins. Now, from here, we of course we have the falcon, the pterodactyl, the triceratops. Then there's the saber-tooth and the mastodon. Up here, that's actually the dragon zord. And if you're wondering exactly where the Tyrannosaurus one is, I'm about to show you, folks, because it's right here. Ain't it pretty? Ain't it pretty? Hmm. I wonder what would happen if I push this. You don't say. That's right. One thing I love about this is that not only can it light up, it can also play the original theme song as well. Oh yeah, and like I said, I still love the fact that this is just the way it looks. It's not too heavy. It's kind of like a paperweight, but this is actually one of the legacy die-cast morphers that I snagged. Oh yes, this is gorgeous. Oh yeah. And as you can see, this little symbol on the back, that's actually the symbol of Zordon. But it's also the quickest way to get the coin out. Bam. Now, I kept the Tyrannosaurus in there because, as I said, he's my favorite. So I figured that, hey, why not? Just take that, close that, put that back there. Now, this next one that I'm going to introduce is the one I told you guys about because this one is actually going to be this is probably my most treasured ranger item because it has stories behind it, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because not only is it another legacy morpher, but it's also the white ranger style. See? Just turn it. Yeah. As you can see, now it's just like the original one. You know, it still comes with all the bells, all the whistles, and of course, you know, if you hold this down, it plays it too. But don't worry. Yeah. And as I said, once again, it's got the power, international symbol of Zordon. Now, here's the kicker. Um, the reason what makes this particular legacy morpher so special is because not only was it the very first one that I ever procured, is because of I got it at a Comic Con that was out in Lubbock, and that was actually my first Comic Con that I had ever went to, and it was an experience I'll never forget. But what makes it so special is because it's one that's also traveled a lot with me. Now, the reason I say that is because the holder, it actually carries the original signatures of each and every first generation and second generation Ranger. Now, when I say first and second generation, that includes the original ones, you know, Jason, Kimberly, Zach, Billy, and Trini. Unfortunately, I couldn't meet Trini before she died, but I know she would have been an amazing woman to meet, and I mean, I hope she's resting peacefully because I know that to this day her work continues, and she always will be my favorite Yellow Ranger. See, now as I said, these are authentic signatures. Okay, these were personally signed by each and every Ranger that I've tracked down through comic cons and connections, of course. And I'm just taken with it. Really, it's got Billy, Kat, Tanya, Aisha. You know, it's even got Zordon's Hancock on there. You know, and of course, you know, it's got Rocky's, Adams. You know, Zach, Jason David Frank, and Amy Jo Johnson, Kimberly's. And as I said, that was just those were. This is like the adventure, like this is like a Super Bowl ring for me because of how precious and how special it is to me. Because each and every signature that I've traveled to get, it's been definitely worth it. Whew. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream right there, folks. I do hope that you enjoyed this stream, and I do apologize once again for the technical difficulties that happened. I do hope that if you didn't eat any dinner, please do me a favor and grab something to eat. Thank you very much, and don't be afraid to hit that, smash that button that of the likings, of course, and don't be afraid to hit that follow button. It'll be posted up there in just a moment. And until next time, guys, stay safe, stay awesome, stay weird, stay yourselves, and stay morphin', huh? Peace.